Hello student, I am Professor Yadav SN. I have been teaching English in Ray Section Sanstha Anna Sahib Aute Junior College Mansar since 2010. Friends, today we are going to learn a beautiful poetry section. As you know, poetry gives immense joy, pleasure and excitement. And you know, poetry means spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling. And that is why learning poetry is a real joy. And let us go or let us enjoy learning beautiful poem of 11th standard. Title of this poem is Cherry Tree, written by Ruskin Bond. And I want to tell you something about the introductory part in this poem Cherry Tree. Ruskin Bond is a well-known and Indian writer in English. He has penned so many short stories, novels, essays, as well as books for children. Cherry Tree is beautiful nature as well as a narrative poem written by Ruskin Bond. And being a narrative poem, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end part. There are different characters, there are different situations, there are different dialogue, and sequence are arranged in this poetry section or in this poetry. Then another important thing poet mentioned, poet Ruskin Bond expresses his ecstasy over the growth of the tree which he has planted 8 years ago. And poet also expresses his wonder at the ways of the nature in this particular poem. And then one more important thing about the introductory part, that is cherry tree is a beautiful symbol of life struggle. As we experience a struggle in human life, cherry tree also shows its resilience in its own life. So this is brief introduction about the poetry section or about this title of this poem Cherry Tree. Let us discuss icebreakers activities, student. Icebreaker activities are very important, which leads us to the text or poetry section. The icebreaker activity gives hints what is the poem is about. And so first icebreaker activity given here in this introductory part in our text, that is trees are revered. Why trees are revered? Why trees are respected? Because they gives us joy. One is done for you by the writer or a poet. Then another important benefit of trees, they gives us food, medicine, wood. Then another important benefit of trees, they provide shade and shelter. Then one more another important benefit of trees, they absorb carbon dioxide and absorb or they absorb toxic carbon dioxide and throws out oxygen, which is very necessary for breathing us. And then one more important benefit of trees, that is they prevent soil erosion, etc. So that is why we revere the tree, we respect the tree. Okay student, understand? Now the next icebreaker activity we are going to discuss. Column A shows your involvement in a growing a tree as well as the stages in the life of the tree. Column B shows the feeling you experience at all the stages. Match them appropriately. Column A and column B, you should match proper way. First is you planted a sapling. Means column B there is a correct alternative, correct appropriate alternative. That is you planted sapling means you wanted to make a humble beginning. Then second alternative in A section, you watered the plant means you cared for the plant. Then third alternative given in A section, you saw the shoot for the first time means the new experience brought excitement to you. Then fourth one, you fenced the plant means your motive was to protect it. Then fifth one, the plant gradually saw the lush green leaves grow on it. Means the color symbolizing life gave you a feeling of hope. Then tree has buds too. This also correct alternative, gave you feeling of joy to see promising future. And last one, birds made a nest on the tree which was fully grown and laden with flowers. That is C alternative. You were happy and satisfied because you experienced what you had often heard. that a small beginning can lead to great achievement. So in this way, we should learn icebreaker activity briefly, because they actually gives a hint what is the text is about and how we are going to learn the upcoming poetry section. After icebreaker activity, we turn towards poet of this poem. Poet of this poem is Ruskin Bond. Let us know something about the poet Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, born in Kasoli, Himachal Pradesh in 1934. Ruskin Bond has written hundreds of short stories, novellas, more than 30 books for children. Then one other important aspect of this great man, his novels The Room on the Roof, written when he was 17 and received John Levin Rhyme Memorial Prize in 1957. Then he has also published two volumes of autobiography. Ruskin Bond has written two autobiographies. First is Scenes from the Writer's Life, and second, The Lamp is Lit. These are the two autobiography poet also written. Then in 1992 he received a Sahitya Akademi Award for English writing in India. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999. And one more important thing about the poet Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond lives with the adopted family Mussoorie, Uttarakhand. So this is the brief introduction of the poet Ruskin Bond. And after brief introduction of the poet, let us know theme of the poem. Let us see what is the theme of the poem Cherry Tree we are going to discuss. The Cherry Tree is a poem about the poet's ecstasy. Poet's ecstasy over which he planted, which took 8 years to grow. And he is also expressing wonders at the ways of the nature. Poet also wonders at the ways of the nature, and he also mentioned how the cherry blossom are fragile and quick to fall. So this is the brief theme of the poetry of this poem Cherry Tree. Poet mentioned at the initial part of the introductory part of the poem. After that, let us learn the poem. First upon, we are going to read the poem and I then explain each stanza, and then we see different poetic devices, figure of speech, activity related to the text. Now listen, first stanza. 8 years I have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. Must I have a tree of my own, I said, and watered it once and went to bed, and forgot but cherry have a way of growing, though no one caring very much of knowing. And suddenly that summer near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. It was a very small 5-month child, lost in the tall grass running. So this is the first 10 lines of the poem. And in this first 10 line, poet Ruskin Bond mentioned 8 years before poet has placed a cherry seed into the ground, into the him to have his own tree. And to him to have his own tree, Ruskin Bond placed a cherry seed in the ground. He just watered once and totally forgot about the cherry seed. But Ruskin Bond totally unknown. Not only water is necessary, but cherry tree needs or cherry plant need another special care to grow. And in this first stanza, poet also described there is look at this line number 2. Since I have placed my cherry seed in the grass. This line, which is the figure of speech in this line? In this line, sound yes. Since seed, sound yes is repeated, and that is why there is a figure of speech alliteration. Alliteration, figure of speech here. How we can identify figure of speech alliteration here? Because sound yes is repeated pleasantly, oftenly here. Remember how we can guess or identify figure of speech? Okay, now next. And next line, fourth line, look at watered it once and went to bed. Sound W is repeated oftenly, the same figure of speech. Alliteration in this line. So in the first stanza, we discussed that is cherry tree means Ruskin Bond planted a cherry seed into the ground, watered it, and then forgot. But cherry tree have a way of growing, though no one caring very much of knowing. And poet wanted to suggest here, instead of just planting and watering, cherry tree needs to another special care to take for a growth. And that is why poet is, in spite of these another special care, cherry tree come out, or a cherry sapling come out from the ground, and suddenly that summer near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. In this line suggested, in spite of, without taking special care for the growth of cherry seed, the cherry sapling coming out of the ground, look at here picture, cherry sapling coming out of the ground without any special care, and I found a tree had come to stay. In this line, figure of speech is personification. Why personification? Coming out is a human quality applicable to the cherry plant, and that is why figure of speech personification. I found a cherry tree come to stay. It was a very small 5 months child, lost in a tall grass running wild. And when this cherry sampling coming out of the ground, it was a very delicate sampling, delicate cherry plant. And poet also metaphorically said that it was a very small 5 month child. Means as a small baby is delicate, in the same fashion cherry plant is also delicate, 5 months old, lost in tall running grass. And this 5 months old cherry plant also surrounded by the running wild grass. So these last two lines, look at this last two lines. It was a very small 5 month child and lost in the tall grass running wild. In this line, there is a first figure of speech, antithesis. Figure of speech, antithesis. Why antithesis? Opposite ideas are compared here, opposite words are compared here, and that is why figure of speech, antithesis. Then one more figure of speech. It was a very small 5 month child. Poet used here metaphor. So this is the first stanza. Poet describing little cherry sapling as a 5 months old child, and instead of all the adversities, instead of all the difficulties, even though tall running grass surrounded this cherry sapling, it also started growing upward. Okay, do you understand this part? Now we continue remaining part of the stanza. We come to the next stanzas. Line number 11. Goats ate the leaves, the grass cutter sighed, spilt it apart, and monsoon blight shriveled the slender stem even so. Next spring I watched 3 new shoots grow, the young tree struggle upward thrust, its arms in a fresh fierce lust. So this is the next stanza. In this next stanza, poet Ruskin Bond described variety of difficulties, variety of adversities come into the growth of the cherry sapling or cherry tree. Poet also suggested variety of threads of cherry seeds or cherry plant. Goats ate the leaves. What are the threads? Look at in this picture. The goat also. In this picture, goat also eating the leaves of cherry plant. Then the grass cutter scythe. Here is a look at the picture. This is the scythe instrument into hand of the farmers. Scythe means curved instrument having a long handle in the hands of farmer. That is a scythe. So the goat ate the leaves. The grass cutter is another thread. And because of the grass cutter scythe cut down the leaves, split it apart, and that is why this cherry sapling split it apart. And even a monsoon blight. Then another threat of the cherry seed, that is monsoon blight. Monsoon blight, this is a difficult word. Blight, blight means we can say monsoon damage or fungal disease. Fungal disease of leaves. So this is the threads. Shrivel the stem in the shrivel the slender stem even so. And in the next line there is another thread, because of the summer heat, the slender stem or bud of the cherry seed also dried. Shriveled means dried. Shriveled means dried. And these are the threads of the cherry seeds. Remember, what are the threads of the cherry seeds? Goats eat the leaves, grass cutter scythe, and that is why cherry sapling split into apart. and the monsoon fungal disease also affected the leaves of the cherry plant, as well as the summer heat also dried the slender stem of the cherry plant. So these are the major pests. And even so, after that facing all the adversities, even so, after that facing all the difficulties, cherry tree continued to grow. And next spring, poet watched three new shoots, three new bud coming out of the cherry sapling. The young tree struggled upward, thrust its arm in the fresh fierce lust. Means the young tree also struggling, moving forward toward the sun, and its arms. Look at here is the word arms. Arms of the tree means branches of the cherry plant, also fierce lust. Fresh fierce lust means push forward toward the sun, towards the getting sunlight and air. So this is the change poet noticed after facing so many adversities. Cherry tree continuously growing, and poet deliberately mention here the different stages of cherry tree's growth in this first part of the poem. He also mentioned the difficulties in the growth of cherry plant and even positive attitude. Poet mentioned in the spring season, cherry tree continued to grow and three new shoots coming out of the cherry plant, and its leaves also pushing forward toward the sunlight and air. Its branches also pushing forward sunlight and air. So one more activity about this stanza I want to tell you, that is threads of cherry plant. Threads of cherry plant. What are the threads of cherry plant mentioned here? There are four threads mentioned in this first or second stanza. First thread is goods. Then another thread, that is wild grass. Third thread, grass cutter. And fourth threads, monsoon blight. So these are the four threads poet mentioned in the this stanza. Okay, understand what are the threads in this stanza? Then one more important thing about this stanza I want to tell you as an activity part. There are different season referred. Which are the different season referred here? There are different three seasons referred in this first part of the poem. Which are they? Can you tell me what different season referred in this first part of the poem? First, summer season. Second, rainy season or a monsoon. And third, spring. These are the three seasons mentioned in this first part of beginning part of the poem. Okay, do you understand? We now move to the next stanza. We continue next stanza. As a new cherry sapling, new cherry plant thrust forward its arm for sunlight, for light air and sun. I could only wait as a one who watched wondering while time and the rain made a miracle from a green growing pain. I went away next year, spent a season in Kashmir, come back thinner, rather poor, but richer by cherry tree at my door. So in the next part, poet also describes how cherry tree gradually growing instead of facing all the difficulties, obstacle coming on its way, and cherry plant and leaves of cherry also looking for sunlight and air. These are the three important aspect for growth of the tree. And which are three important aspects for the growth of tree? Light, air and sun. These are the three important aspects of the growth of the tree, and cherry plant or cherry leaves also looking for pushing forward for achieving these three factors. And what was poet doing? Poet just could wait as who watched wondering, and poet also wondered different ways miracle of nature, and time and rain also developed a cherry seed gradually into a cherry tree. So who watched wondering while time and rain. Look at here. Sound W is repeated pleasantly. Which is the figure of speech? Alliteration. Figure of speech, alliteration mentioned here because sound W is repeated oftenly. And poet also wondering what is the miracle is going to happen. A cherry sampling which is automatically time and rain become a cherry tree made a miracle from a green growing pane means cherry sapling which is a 6 or 5 months delicate cherry plant now become a fully developed cherry seed, and that is why poet mentioned made a miracle from a green growing pane. And after that when cherry tree fully as a cherry plant fully grown, poet say goodbye to the cherry plant or cherry tree and went to Kashmir next season. I went away next year, spent a season in Kashmir, came back thinner, rather poor, but a richer by cherry tree at my door. And what is the poet's feeling? When poet say goodbye to the cherry tree and then went up for a season to Kashmir and came back rather thinner. When poet came, he became a weak from Kashmir, but a richer by the cherry tree at my door. Look at this line. Thinner, poor and richer. Two opposite ideas mentioned here, and that is why figure of speech antithesis. Opposite words mentioned here. And when poet returned from Kashmir, he become weak, but he become richer, a rich person because a cherry plant or a cherry tree at his door. So, do you understand this? Next part. Okay. Now we move to the next stanza of the poem. 6 feet high, my own dark cherry, and I could scarcely believe it a berry, ripened and jeweled in the sun, hung from a branch just one, and next year there were blossoms small, pink fragile, quick to fall, at the merest breath, the sleepiest breeze. So in the next stanza, poet also described the quality, the growth of the cherry, full-fledged cherry tree's growth, poet mentioned. Its height here mentioned 6 feet high, my own dark cherry. And this cherry tree become a 6 feet high. Look at this cherry tree, which is fully grown, and I could scarcely believe it is a berry. It is little fruit also hanging. Poet also noticed, ripened and jeweled in the sun. This little berry fruit also ripen and jeweled in the sun, hung from branches just one. And poet also noticed there is a one berry fruit which is ripened and which is hanging onto the branch. And next year there were blossom. And poet also noticed next year there were blossom. Look at the cherry blossom also, which is pink, fragile, quick to fall. Look at this line. Cherry blossom, which is pink, fragile. Fragile means delicate, quick to fall. This is the figure of speech climax. Words are given in ascending order for the importance, and that is why there is a figure of speech climax. So next year there were blossom, small, pink, fragile, quick to fall, and at the merest breath and sleepiest breeze means slightest breeze can fall this delicate blossom of the tree. So remember student, at the end of this video I want to show you a little video clip about the delicate blossom related cherry tree. So this is the next stanza. We continue another part of the. Now see this delicate berry as well as blossom of the cherry tree in this picture. Then next part of the poem. I lay on the grass at ease, looking up through the leaves and the blue, blind sky at the finches as they flew, and flitted through the dappled green, while bees in the ecstasy drank of nectar from each bloom, and the sun sank swiftly, and the stars turned in the sky, and moon, moths, and singing crickets, and I, yes, praised the night and stars and tree, the small cherry grown by me. So this is the last concluding part of the poem. And in this last concluding part of the poem, poet Ruskin Bond tells us how trees are beneficial for him as well as other natural aspect also. And poet said that I lay on the grass at ease. Behind this cherry tree, poet lay on the grass. Look at this picture. In this picture, we notice also poet lay under the tree, cherry tree. Poet also lie under the cherry tree, looking up through the leaves of this blue sky. Poet also looking toward the blue sky through these leaves of the cherry and blind sky at the finches as they flew. Here is a word finches. Finches, a small bird. Here is the meaning of a small passerine bird. Finches, one kind of bird which is singing bird. And poet also noticed the singing bird also soaring high into the sky. The blind sky at the finches as they flew. Now look at this line. Sound W is repeated oftenly, and that is why there is a figure of speech alliteration. Figure of speech alliteration. Why sound W is repeated oftenly. And flitted through the dappled green. And poet also flitted, pass lightly, softly म्हटलेलं. Flitted means pass lightly or softly. And flitted through a dappled green while bees in the ecstasy drank. Ecstasy, a feeling for greatest happiness. Ecstasy means feeling for greatest happiness. And bees also moving on this cherry tree or a blossom, while bees in ecstasy drank of nectar, a sweet fluid. Nectar means sweet fluid. From each bloom and the sun sang. And so the bees also moving and collecting nectar from this cherry blossom, and swiftly sunk, sun sank swiftly and star turned into the sky. Means as the daytime the bees are collecting honey or a sugary liquid from the cherry blossom, and as the sun sets, sun sank swiftly and the stars, as the sun set, the stars started shining into the sky. Sun sank swiftly and stars turned into the sky. Look at the sound, yes is repeated oftenly. Here is a figure of speech, once again alliteration. And moon moths and singing crickets. And then poet also mentioned a large pale long green moth, moon moths, insect, and singing crickets. Singing cricket, there is another insect, singing cricket. And yes, these are the beneficiary of cherry seeds. Who are the beneficiary of cherry seeds? There is an activity can be asked to you. Beneficiary of cherry tree. Who are the beneficiary of cherry tree? Now look at here. The finches, then bees, bees, finches, then moon moths, then singing crickets. Crickets is names of insect. These are the beneficiary of cherry trees. And poet also mentioned when he lying down on the ground looking toward the cherry tree, he noticed the birds are soaring high into the sky through the leaves, as well as he also noticed the bees also humming sweetly and collecting nectar from the cherry blossom. And then the moon moth also singing cricket, also beneficiary of the cherry tree. Yes, final line. I praise the night and star and tree. And poet all the time praising night, stars, and trees. Means poet also feel very proud to have a tree, cherry tree at his door. I praise the night, star, and tree that small, the cherry grown by me. And poet also feel proud that a cherry tree grown by him, Ruskin Bond. So this is the last stanza. Last concluding stanza also tells us how cherry tree give benefits to the not only poet as well as another insect nature aspect also. Give us pleasure to poet as well as the birds, insects as well as stars, and even also beautiful nature picture, nature presentation poet mentioned in this beautiful nature poem Cherry Tree. And I hope you understand this poem very well, Cherry Tree. At the end of this video, I want to tell you, let us observe or watch a video clip related to the cherry blossom. Look at this, bees collecting the nectar from the cherry blossom, and the beautiful video clip of blooming cherry blossom at the end of this lecture. And I hope after observing or watching this video clip you can understand how the cherry blossom, which is pink, fragile, delicate, and very pleasant, sobering to our mind. I wanted to tell you here we complete our poem. I hope you understand this poem is meaning of the poem. Next lecture we will discuss about the activity sheet on this poem as well as poem. I wanted to tell you here we complete our poem. I hope you understand this poem is meaning of the poem. Next lecture we will discuss about the activity sheet on this poem as well as poetic appreciation of this poem. We will see next lecture. Thank you.